gives you, that's your right. Okay? For example, everyone should be free, okay, to move. You want to move? Nobody should stop your movement. You should be able to move. Nobody should stop you. Nobody should tell you not to move. Nobody has the right to detain you because you have the right, okay, of movement. Okay, the law states that it's your right to go to school. Is there anyone who can tell you not to go to school? No, because it is your right to go to school. Okay? So, rights are something that, okay, you deserve by law. But then we have privileges. A privilege is like a concession, for example, to a certain group of people. For example, if you're working in a company, the company can give you a car as a privilege. Maybe you can have like petrol for your car. Okay, it's a privilege. Okay, for example, you are a diplomat working in another country. You enjoy some privileges. For example, being a diplomat, no policeman can search your car. So it's a privilege. Okay, it's called diplomatic immunity. Okay, so you are given certain privileges, but it does not mean that it's a right. It's only a privilege. So in this case, cars and driving privileges. So they may have the privilege. The father may buy a car for the child to drive. It's just a privilege, not that it's the right of the child to have that car. Okay? So the father may withdraw the car at any time if he's not using that car responsibly. Okay, clothing, hairstyles, and makeup. Also, there could be problems with this. For example, maybe the girl is wearing a miniskirt. The father may tell her, no, go and dress properly, okay, with a long gown, stop using skirts. So this could also be a problem. Maybe her makeup may make the father angry. He may tell her, stop using makeup, or the makeup should be light, for example. Okay. Also the hairstyle. Okay. The father may be angry with the son because of his hairstyle. Okay. So this could also be a potential area of conflict. So we go over to the next. Self-destructive behaviors such as smoking. There are teens who indulge in certain behaviors that are capable of destroying them. For example, some teens may smoke, some teens may drink alcohol, okay? Some teens, for example, may take drugs. So such behaviors are capable of destroying them or damaging them, okay? So, self-destructive behaviors such as smoking, drinking, and using drugs. So, dealing with the issues of adolescence. So, dealing with the issues of adolescence. Adolescence is the period, okay? The period whereby a young man, okay, is developing till he becomes mature. So that period before 18 in some countries is called adolescence. Okay? And the child is called an adolescent. An adolescent. Adolescent is a noun. Adolescence. Adolescence, the noun. Okay? So that period is called adolescence. and the person, the boy or girl, is adolescent. Okay? So, dealing with issues of adolescence can be trying for all concerned. So it may be trying. Something trying means full of challenges. Trying, full of challenges. So it could be full of challenges or trying. Okay? For all concerned, for all the people concerned, both the teens and the parents. But families are generally successful at helping their children. But families are generally successful, okay, at what? At helping their children to accomplish. Accomplish means to achieve. To accomplish or to achieve, okay? The developmental goals, the goals, the objectives, the target. So we have goals. The synonyms are goal, objective, aim, target. Okay, so these are synonyms. Synonyms. Synonyms mean words having a similar meaning, okay? On words nearest in meaning, okay? In meaning. So they are synonyms. So families are generally successful at helping their children accomplish the developmental goals. That is the aim or the objective of their development, okay, of the teen years, okay, of the teen years. Reducing dependence on parents. To reduce the dependence, to depend on someone, okay, to depend. It means that the person is there to assist you, and that you know, okay, that any problem you have, that person will always be there for you, because that person will never let you down. So you depend on him. Maybe he's the one giving you food to eat. Okay, without him, there is no other person who can give you food. So you are depending on him, okay, for survival. So to depend on him. Opposite could be independent of. Look at this. Depend on, with this preposition on. Dependent on. I depend on you. I am dependent on you. Opposite would be independent of. So we use on with dependent, and we use of with independent. He's independent of his father. It means that he can survive without his father. He's dependent on his father. It means that he cannot survive without his father. Okay? So we go over to the next. Reducing dependence on parents while becoming increasingly responsible and independently. So, okay, gradually they start to become independent, okay, and responsible. Vocabulary, pose. We have pose, vocabulary. Pose means, for example, something poses a danger. It means that it constitutes a danger or it presents a danger. Also, to pose for a photograph. Pose for a photograph. For example, someone wants to take a photograph of you or wants to snap you. So you have to pose. You can stand this way and smile. That's your pose. Okay? The position you take while you're being photographed is referred to as your pose. Okay, we go over to the next hormone. Peers. As I said that peers, people belonging to your own age group or social class. Peers. Frustrated. Respond. Frightened. Helpless. Conflict. Curfew. Privilege. Adolescence. Goals. Dependence versus disputes, right again, pose, hormone, peers, frustrated, respond, frightened, helpless, conflict, curfew, privilege, adolescence, goals, dependence versus disputes. Right. Okay, let's read the passage again. Parenting, the teen years. The teen years pose some of the most difficult challenges for families. Teenagers dealing with hormone changes and an ever complex world may feel that no one can understand their feelings, especially parents. As a result, the teen may feel angry, alone, and confused while facing complicated issues about identity, peers, drinking, and drugs. Parents may be frustrated and angry that the teen seems to no longer respond to parental authority. Methods of discipline that worked well in earlier years, may no longer have an effect. And parents may feel frightened and helpless about the choices their teen is making. As a result, the teen years are ripe for producing conflict in the family. Typical areas of parent-teen conflict may include disputes over the teen's curfew, the teen's choice of friends, spending time with the family versus with peers, school and work performance, cars and driving privileges, clothing, hairstyles, and makeup, self-destructive behaviors such as smoking, drinking, and using drugs. Dealing with the issues of adolescence can be trying for all concerned. But families are generally successful at helping their children accomplish the developmental goals of the teen years. Reducing dependence on parents while becoming increasingly responsible and independent. We go over to the next page, ladies and gentlemen. Grammar check. We have the verb and the adjective. One part is for the doer, the person who is doing something, and the object, the person feeling the effect of that action. Then we have the noun. Okay? So, verb, to confuse. Okay? For example, ladies and gentlemen, you're taking an examination, for example, on the exam or the question paper. Let's say number one, there are alternatives. Okay? You are told to choose the correct answer. Multiple choice questions. For example, A, B, C, D. And all the alternatives are very similar. So you are confused because you are not sure of the correct answer. Answer A seems to be correct. Answer B seems to be correct. Answer C seems to be correct. And answer D seems to be correct also. So you can say that the question, okay, or the examination is confusing, and I am confused. Okay, so the thing or the person that makes you feel that way, okay, we add ing, and the person feeling the effect of that object, we add ed. So the person feeling, we add ed. I'm confused with ed. Confused. Confused. This is for the object. I am confused. And what is the examination? The examination is confusing. We add ing because it makes me confused. Okay? We look at the next. Okay, to confuse, confusing, confused, confusion. To shock. For example, you heard that your best friend, okay, is a thief. And you really trusted him. All of a sudden, someone comes to tell you that that boy is in the prison, he's a thief. You are shocked. So the news, okay, from your friend is shocking. And you are shocked with ed because you are the object. You are the one feeling the effect. Okay? So, to shock. The news is shocking with ing. Okay? So, because it's the news that makes you feel that way. So, we simply add ing. Okay? Okay? When you, who is feeling the effect, we add ed only. Okay? So, to shock, shocking, shocked, shock, that is the noun. To frustrate, okay, the verb to frustrate. You say that that man is frustrating. I am frustrated. So that man is frustrating me. I'm trying to progress. He's always bringing me down. I go up, he will bring me down. I go up, he will bring me down. So I am frustrated. Why? Because of that man. And that man is frustrating. Okay? The noun form is frustration. Frustration. Likewise, to embarrass. To embarrass. For example, ladies and gentlemen, if someone does something to make you feel very sad, to make you feel very bad, okay, to make you ashamed of yourself, okay. For example, there's a party, ladies and gentlemen, and you have been invited to go to that party, but I have not been invited. You tell me that I should go with you. Okay, you have the invitation card. I don't have any invitation card. So I decide to go with you. And at the gate, there is this bouncer. A bouncer is someone who stays at the gate to check. Maybe it's in a disco or somewhere. Maybe this bouncer will check. If you have the ticket, you can go in. If you don't have the ticket, he will tell you to go away. So that man is called a bouncer. So he stays there, watching everyone who's coming in. So if you are not invited, he will stop you. Go back. So that man is the bouncer. So we go together to the party. So you have the invitation card and you're allowed to go in. While the bouncer stops me and tells me, get out! And in front of everyone is looking at me. How will I feel? I will feel so embarrassed. So I will say that bouncer or what the bouncer did was embarrassing. And I am embarrassed with ED. Okay? The action of the bouncer is embarrassing. So the noun form is embarrassment. So next time, if you invite me to go with you to any party without an invitation card, I will tell you, thank you, I cannot go with you. Because I don't want any embarrassment. Embarrassment. That is the noun. Okay? Embarrassment. So to move. Move, for example, when something changes the position from one place to the other. To move. Okay? Also, move. Okay? To make you feel. For example, someone comes to you to tell you that his father died 6 months ago, and the mother died 3 weeks ago, and then the elder brother is very ill, and he has no money and has not eaten for 1 week. Oh, you feel sorry for him. You say, oh, miskin, oh, he's a poor boy. Okay? You are moved by the story the boy is telling you. Okay? So the boy's story is moving, and you are moved with ED because the boy's story, okay, makes you feel that way. Okay? So to move, the verb, moving, moved, object, movement, the noun form. The same as to touch, the same thing. Touch can mean you touch someone, okay? Also, it can mean to feel. For example, the same as move. Okay? Someone tells you a story that makes you feel very sad. So you can say that poor man's story is touching. I was so touched. I was touched when I listened to his story. So I had to give him $200 because I was touched by his story. Okay? So the story he told me was touching, and I was touched. Okay, so we have to touch, touching, touched, touch. The noun form. To interest. So for example, you're reading a book. You keep on reading from page 1 to page 2 to page 3, page 50, page 65. Okay? You can say that this book is interesting. And I am the one feeling. I am interested. ED. The book is interesting. Or the film is interesting. and I am interested. So to interest, the doer, the one doing the action, interesting, and the object interested. Noun form, interest. Okay, to bore, opposite of interest to bore. To interest, to bore. For example, ladies and gentlemen, you start reading a book, page 1, page 2. I don't like this book. It's not interesting. It is boring. And I am bored. So, never say I am boring. No, it's wrong. You don't say so. Maybe it's correct, but then it's not fair to say that you are boring. It means that you make other people bored. Okay? So you say, I am bored. That man is boring. He makes me bored. Because saying that I am boring, it means that I make other people bored, which may not be the case. Okay? So, to bore. Boring, bored, boredom. To humiliate. To humiliate. For example, you do something that makes someone so ashamed of himself. You humiliated him. Okay? You humiliated him. So, you can say that it's humiliating. To humiliate. It's humiliating. And I am humiliated. And the noun form is humiliation. Humiliation. Okay? To humiliate. For example, someone is a thief and the policeman comes and tells everyone, this man is a thief. Look at him, he's a thief. And everyone is looking at him. How will he feel? He was humiliated. He was humiliated. So, what the policeman did was humiliating. To disgrace, the same in meaning. To humiliate or to disgrace. You can say that what the policeman did was disgracing. And the man was disgraced. Because people thought that he was a good man. All of a sudden, the policeman told everyone that that man is a criminal. Okay? So, he was disgraced. Okay, to surprise. You do something that makes people, shocked, wondering. So, you surprised him. Okay? For example, your friends buy you a new car. You never expected it. They surprised you. Okay? They bought you a new car. Okay? On the occasion of your birthday or marriage. So they surprised you. Okay? So your friends or what they did, okay, was surprising. And you were surprised. Surprised, the noun form. To amuse means to make you laugh. To make you laugh, to amuse you. You say that your friend is amusing. I am amused. Amusement, the noun form. To annoy, to make someone to be angry, to annoy that person. Okay? So, you say that that man is annoying. He makes me angry every time. He's so annoying. And I am annoyed. The noun form is annoyance. To astonish means to make someone shocked. To make someone shocked. For example, you can say that what the man did was astonishing, and I am astonished. For example, someone jumping from a mountain and landing on his feet. In certain cases, he may die, but then he landed without any injuries. You will say that that man's action is astonishing. I was astonished. Someone jumping from the 20th floor of a high-rise building and landing on his feet. Okay? So he is astonishing, or what he did was astonishing, and you are or you were astonished. Astonishment, the noun form. To disturb. You are trying to sleep and a cat is meowing. Meow, meow. It's disturbing you. So the sound of the cat is disturbing and you are disturbed. Okay? So the noun form is disturbance. Okay, we go over to the next. To frighten. To frighten someone means to, okay, make that person afraid. Okay, to make that person afraid, you frighten that person. Okay, so frightening, you say that the man is frightening. Okay, so sorry, the man is frightening because he makes me frightened, and the noun form is fright. So ladies and gentlemen, you will fill in the blank spaces with the correct alternative from the brackets. This will be your homework, okay? The film was dash. I was so dash. 2, the horror movie I watched was so dash. 3, I felt dash when the policeman slapped me in front of my wife dash. So you choose from the brackets. 4, seeing that old gentleman pulling a lorry. To pull, opposite of push. Pull, opposite push. So you are pushing, you are trying to move it away from you. You are pulling, you are trying to bring it towards you. Pull, pull, push, push. Okay? So, seeing that old gentleman pulling a lorry was dash. You complete. 5, the answers to the questions appeared so similar. The answers were so similar that I was dash. Number 6, I was so dash when Jack the millionaire asked me to marry him. 7, Simon was dash when the poor orphan, an orphan is a person whose parents are dead. So he's an orphan. Okay, orphan. 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 Okay? It means that both of his parents are dead. He has no father and no mother. So he's an orphan. Both of them are